He'll give me remembrance. But one way to please Krishna, there's many ways to please Krishna. And what's one way to please Krishna? By making an effort to remember. Remember that it's whatever we do, there's a combination of Krishna and our effort. When I make an effort, then Krishna responds. Prabhupada says Krishna is very responsive. So there's many ways to please Krishna. Of course, if you worship the deity, Krishna may also give you remembrance. But at least today, we're focusing on pleasing Krishna by making an effort to memorize. And if you make an effort, then Krishna responds and he'll help you. No one should ever think that just by the technique I'm able to memorize. Without Krishna's help, then no technique will have any value. But we see the cowherd boys and Mother Yasoda, they're using this technique. Right? Right here, Bhagavatam. Most authoritative source. So they're using a technique for memorizing. Any more memorizing techniques?
I'm not sure what you would call it, but if you put yourself in a position, or you're put in a position where you're the person to know the thing, then you have to learn.
Is that like teaching?
It's like social pressure.
Okay, so again, where you're teaching it.
Fear.
Drama. Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj regularly teaches classes on Krishna killing the demons. And he always has people act out the plays, the pastimes. And he has them acted out just on the moment. They're not rehearsing, which makes it very humorous. And that humor also helps you remember things. So like when I was just in Lithuania, we were acting out Pralambasura. And watching a drama or being in a drama helps you remember. Another thing is we're talking about symbolic pictures, charts, graphs, something like that will also help you remember. If you can take information, just like devotee Janmashtami from Mayapur has taken the information of what are all the Vedic literatures, and he's put it into a graphic. So you can see all of the books, and there's lines, how they relate to each other. And we've also done this with many of Srila Prabhupada's books. We've taken Srila Prabhupada's books, especially the simpler ones, and we put them into some sort of graphic. Have any of you seen the book on the Bhagavatam that Narayani did with the lotus flowers? So that's what she did. She made a lotus flower for each chapter, or then within the chapters, or a lotus flower for each canto. So she's created a kind of a graphic. So of course, when someone's already in love with Krishna, they're naturally using these memorizing techniques. They're using these memorizing techniques, we could say spontaneously. Oh, Krishna's done something wonderful, let me make a poem about it. Just like in the material world, if you love somebody, you may write love songs about them. I mean, how much of the songs produced today are like that? You've gone through some wonderful or terrible experience, you naturally write a song about it, you naturally write a poem about it. One of the qualities of a devotee is poetic. So Mother Yasoda and the cowherd boys, they're doing this naturally as part of their love, but this is also part of our sadhana. So the majority of our practices are applicable both in the stage of sadhana and in the stage of sadhya, in the stage of practice and in the stage of perfection. So when we're perfect devotees, we'll be memorizing Krishna's pastimes by making up poems and songs about it. And as practicing devotees, we can also do that. And in so many different ways. So at least as much energy and endeavor as we put into remembering where and when there will be breakfast, and where I've kept my keys, and what appointments I have to keep today, and what funerals and birthdays I have to go to, and who I need to pay bills to, and how much money I have in the bank, and where I keep my favorite socks. However, at least as much energy as we're putting into that, we should put our energy into memorizing verses, memorizing philosophy, memorizing pastimes. And of course, this is like everything else we do in bhakti. Doing these things is a symptom of existing attachment, and it develops attachment. Whatever I contemplate, I become attached to that. Right? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 60, 62. Whatever you contemplate, you'll become attached to. Whatever you contemplate, you become attached to. So if we're theoretically convinced, I'd really like to become attached to Krishna and be in Vrindavan. If at least we're convinced of that intellectually, then this is part of our sadhana to achieve that, to put some time into this memorizing in whatever form is suitable for us. It's not that everybody has to write poetry and songs, but whatever form suits our particular nature and our particular psychology, to take some time and effort to memorize. So I've gone a little over, sorry. Have a good day at work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for inviting me to Soho.
Yeah.